As we all know, electric mountain bikes can cost a lot of money, but a great way of getting some electric bike action into your life is to get to a city centre and rent out a city e-bike and see what they're like. Strike! So I've just hopped off the train here to Bath and I've picked myself up a rental city e-mountain bike, and of course I've got my Husqvarna along for the ride. And today we're going to hit the city in a variety of different challenges and see how these bikes compare. And before we get started, I just want to mention how easy it was to rent this bike. Now, I did it all online. It was a super simple process of just a few clicks of the mouse, enter my credit card details, and then go to the shop and pick it up. Now, the cost of this for the day was £45. Great deal. Also included, you get a lock, a high vis, and a helmet if required. And looking at the bike itself, well, it is a nice machine. Hub drive rear motor on there, decent set of gears, full mud guards on there, nice comfy handlebars, suspension fork up front, and a great comfy seat. And talking about a motor, that's definitely going to be assisted up to 15.9 miles per hour, much the same as my Husqvarna. And also this bike comes with some strict terms and conditions as to where you can use it and what you can do with it. Obviously you need to bear this in mind, because at the end of the day, you don't want to turn that bike and be having to pay for damaged parts. And this is my day-to-day e-mountain bike. It's my Husqvarna Hardcross 8. Big travel bike, rolls on 27.5 wheels, 630 watt-hour battery in this with a Shimano EP8 motor. Now this bike is designed to be clocking up miles in the woods rather than tarmac like we would be doing on the city bike. But it's going to be really interesting to see the differences in these bikes today in the variety of challenges that we've got lined up. And one last thing before we get into the challenges, there are some big distinct differences between these two machines. First up, we've got mid-drive versus a hub drive. We've got skinny tyres versus fat tyres. We've got full suspension bike versus a hardtail with a very minimalistic front fork. And we've got mud guards and racks on this one, whereas we've got nothing on this one. Things are going to get interesting. Yeah, boy. So we just arrived at our first challenge spot. This is the multi-story car park challenge. As you guessed it, 3 different floors of concrete. We're going to race up and we're going to descend back down. And we're going to be looking at the differences between these two bikes: hub motor versus mid-drive, skinny tyre versus knobbly. Right, we're at the start line of the multi-story car park. We've got a few levels going up and a few levels coming back down. Some slippy concrete. I've got the rented e-bike up first. I've got my Garmin on board to record the time and all the data. Right, and let's get it on and see how this baby flies. Let's go. Right, e-mountain bike time. Now, after riding that e-city bike, did feel a little bit underpowered. Those skinny tyres were good on the way up, but not great on the way back down. With this thing, we've got a more powerful motor in there with more Nm torque. We've got some soft compound knobbly tyres for cornering, but it is a little bit heavier and it could be harder work above the limit, something I was struggling with on that other bike. Let's give it a go. Right, boost mode engaged, Garmin ready, let's go. Okay, car park challenge done and dusted, and it was a very different experience on both bikes there. The city e-bike with the skinny tyres did corner really well, and when we were above that speed limiter, it seemed a lot faster than the e-mountain bike. But hooking up in those corners, I wasn't so confident, and it wasn't as powerful on the way up the climbs. However, the e-mountain bike, more powerful motor, big sticky compound tires that hooked up in the corner, saw a 2-second advantage, well 2.4-second advantage over the city e-bike on this one. That's that challenge done. Let's get on to the next. Now we're just working our way across the city on our way to the next challenge, and already we've noticed a big distinct difference between the two bikes when it comes to as to which route you can use across the city. With the e-mountain bike, we can go up stair sets, we can go down stair sets, we can weave in and out of traffic easily, whereas with the rented city bike, we're actually going to have to carry this upstairs, downstairs, and all the other things that you find in the city. You can of course wind in and out of traffic super easy, but a very big difference between the two bikes. So let's go take a look. Now you could of course be riding this bike down the steps if you wanted to avoid your terms and conditions, but I don't fancy getting a double flat and maybe some dented rims, so I think it's time we head on to the next one. Right, we have scouted Bath for some of the steepest hills. Now I would like to say that we're going to be shredding down these hills, but unfortunately we are not. We are doing a hill climb time trial on both the city bike and the e-mountain bike to see which one is king. Now will the hub drive motor with those skinnier tyres power me to the top of the hill faster than the heavyweight e-mountain bike with those big sticky tyres, and of course that suspension bobbing around? This could be a good one. Right, it's rented city e-bike time up this hill with a time of 13.26 seconds to beat on the e-mountain bike. I'm in boost mode. Right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, big lag at the start. Right, we're away. Oh, these good skinny tires actually feeling pretty good. I underestimated this hub drive. It's actually could be faster. Let's try. Stop the clock. 13.18. I think it had a really slow start, like the pickup on the hub drive wasn't as fast, but I think it's high pressure skinny tyres and maybe that slightly upright riding position, and of course it's a hardtail so it's going to sprint faster. It's taking the win on that one. Right, on to the next one. So we've had an amazing day out here in Bath on both of these electric bikes, and we've not broke a sweat once going up and down these hills enjoying the views. But we've got one last challenge for the day, and that is a race back to the bike rental where we pick the rental bike up from. Got the e-bike versus that bike. There is one stipulation in this race though, we have to stop at the shop and get a bag of shopping. So the e-mountain bike might be quicker, or maybe that rack is going to save the day and see me get back to that rental place with the quickest time. Let's go find out. Right, let's get this one underway then on the rental. Go. Restricted. Whoa, right. Here we go. Whoa, this is absolutely flying. Oh my, what's this? Ah, steps. Right, I wouldn't really do it on this bike, but go steady. Oh my God, don't want to get a puncture. Right. Right, time then for the e-mountain bike. Let's go. Over this limiter is definitely hard work. Right, nice little shortcut here. Ah yes, the stair set, not a problem on this machine, 170 mil of travel. Woo! my way. Right, this must be the shop. Time to get some stuff in. Whoa. Right. Let's get in there. Wow. Right, got my shopping. Time then just to stick this on the rack on the back of the bike. It's going to be swinging off the handlebars on my other bike. Look at that, never had a rack on a bike before. Let's go. Shopping. Oh no, I've lost me shopping. Oh, losing valuable seconds here. Right, let's go. Right, got my shopping. No rear rack on this one. Guess it's just going to be on the handlebars. Oh, wrong gear. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, back to where it all began earlier. Stop the clock quick. All right, save that. Whew, definitely a bit hard work sprinting above that limiter. Have some of this drink. Oh, what? I've lost my drink, so I think that needs to add on another 30 seconds for a lost drink. Totaling the time up to 6 minutes 27 for the ride, 6 minutes 57 for that whole return back. Let's go see how that e-mountain bike does. Right, not gonna lie, I do not like riding with this bag of stuff in my arms. Whoa, wine bottle there. Oh no! Time penalty here. We've lost my fruit salad, my pistachios, and the receipt. Ah, it looks like a smoothie now. Look at the state of that. Ah. Right, stop the clock. Whoa. Stop, nice. Right, let's have a quick look at my shopping. Well, it's in a bit of a sorry state. Definitely was pretty sketchy holding it with a hand. Oh my God, that has definitely turned into a smoothie. Still got my nuts and I've still got my drink. So intact, but looking a bit different. Time-wise, 5 minutes 55. So not a lot of difference there, but I have got intact shopping, so don't lose any time on that. That was definitely pretty interesting. Big differences across those bikes, across the city though, point to point, A to B race. Let's go into it in a bit more detail. Yes, the e-mountain bike won that race across the city from A to B, and that's due to the design of the bike. Big fat tires, big hit-in suspension, meaning we could pretty much hit anything in our way, be it upstairs, downstairs, or jumping off things. Although that limiter and the weight of the bike, the speed limiter, is a limiting factor when you get onto that flat tarmac. It does take some effort to go above and beyond that. Whereas on the e-city bike, skinny tires, you've got the hub drive motor, it just makes it a bit easier to cruise along that smoother tarmac. Yes, it can't jump up and down the steps, but it does other things really well. So to conclude today's video, well, I just want to talk about the two bikes that we have here. Two very different bikes. A bike like this, a full suspension e-mountain bike, will cost you anywhere from £2,500 up to, well, £10,000 plus, so it's a lot of money. Whereas the city e-mountain bike, well, I hired this bike out all day for just £45, meaning if you are considering buying an e-bike or an e-mountain bike, just for that simple £45, you can get along to a city, get a bus or a train in to it, pick up that bike, super simple, get out there, have a ride, see what you think about what a bit of e-power can do for you. You can definitely change your life when it comes to exploring the city or grinding away easily up those hills with a bit of e-power. So there you go, a bit of food for thought, and hopefully if you're thinking about buying an e-mountain bike or an e-bike, it will show you what these bikes can do in an urban environment. Obviously, if you take them out of the city, it's going to be very different again. But give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to us here on eMBN. And whilst you're there subscribing, get in the merch shop to check out all the latest new kit.